Hey, welcome back to the Big Rand Show. As always, thank you for joining me. If you could, hit that subscribe button down below and let's get right to it. Now, folks, it appears to me that the NRA is running a bit scared. You know, for the last decade or so, they've been lying that the government is trying to come take your guns, that they're passing legislation to take your guns. And for the last 8 years, for sure, you know, the 8 years of Barack Obama, they spent lying that the scary black socialist was coming to confiscate all your firearms, which was a bunch of BS as well. We all know that, or else it would have happened. They've blocked every bit of legislation, lying about it to its members, and demanding that the people in Congress do their bidding, even though they are lying about what's in half these bills, if not all of them. None of the claims the NRA has made has come true. There's no government conspiracy to come confiscate your guns. Obviously, it would have already happened. You do realize they have nuclear bombers. They have tanks. They have drones. If they want your damn firearms, the government's going to take your damn firearms, and there ain't a damn thing you can do about it. So trust me when I tell you, obviously there is no government conspiracy to take your guns. I don't care what the NRA says. I don't care what Alex Jones says. I don't care what any other gun-toting redneck has to say. If they were going to take your guns, guess what? They're going to take your guns. And many of you say, oh, they can't come get my guns. I'll shoot them. Oh, yeah. That's going to work. Like I said, they have tanks. They have drones. They have bombers. They have Apache helicopters. If they really wanted your guns, they would come take them. But they're not going to. Because they haven't. There's nothing out there to make it look like they're going to take your guns. There's not a law in Congress. There's no talk of taking your guns away. The only talk there is sensible gun laws. But the NRA likes to create frenzies within its base in order to make people, give them more money, to try and grab more members, and BS like that. That's all they do. They lie, they lie, they lie. It's all the NRA has done for at least a decade now. At least a decade. It's absolutely ridiculous that they get away with this, but let's get to what they lied about. So they lied about a company here in Texas called Yeti. Many of you out there that are hunting enthusiasts or outdoor enthusiasts, even if you just go fishing, you probably know about Yeti coolers and other Yeti products for the outdoor type. And they had a program going with the NRA, which apparently helped people with being able to go hunting and supporting, firearm enthusiasts and gun rights and things like that. But the program, as Yeti saw it, was outdated. Yeti said basically it said that they were not targeting the NRA. There were a lot of organizations that they pulled out of deals with that were just outdated, that just weren't working anymore for them. And they wanted to do they wanted to move into some new programs, even with the NRA. But on April 20th, the NRA decided to put out information going a completely opposite direction, saying that Yeti did not care about your gun rights, did not care about your ability, to hunt and fish and helping, different people go fishing or hunting and all that stuff, or whatever it was. They weren't trying to do that, but that's what the NRA told its base in order to drum up more support, put their members in a tizzy, so they go buy more guns, and to financially hurt a company who is no longer going to be a part of a certain program within the company. Now, if you've watched my videos, you know I'm not a huge supporter of the Second Amendment, at least in terms of how a lot of people want to read it. I believe that guns should be regulated, and I don't believe you should be able to just run around all over the place with a gun. I don't think that should be legal. And I just don't think you should be able to carry weapons everywhere you go. I don't think that's reasonable. But that's just my opinion. You can disagree with that, and that's fine. If you believe that you should be able to carry a firearm, that's great. Personally, I think they should be for hunting and for self-protection. And I don't think you should need to take an AR-15 out to your local store to go grocery shopping. I don't think that's too crazy. I don't think that's radical. If you do, let me know in the comments. But as I see it, the Second Amendment states, a well-regulated militia being necessary for the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. To me, the comma looks more like a breath mark than anything else. But people see that as individual ownership. And if that's the case, that's fine. But I believe we should at least have some regulation to it. I think just like anything, I think you should have to at least have some training to have a firearm. Especially if you're going to carry it outside of your home. But at the end of the day, I may not fully agree with the way people view the Second Amendment. I may not think that every yahoo and everybody on the street should be able to have a firearm. But at the same time, I will defend people and companies against lies that I know about. And that is what is going on here. The NRA is specifically lying about the Yeti Corporation in order to hurt them financially because simply Yeti pulled out of a program that no longer benefited them. And told the NRA they wanted to replace it with another program. Similar, but kind of refreshed it. They called them outdated, is what they called the program. And it was with a lot of organizations and businesses that they pulled out of what they called outdated programs. But the NRA couldn't resist. They're so scared because this March for Our Lives crowd might someday take down the NRA that they're willing to lie about things just to get their base into a tizzy to freak out. Let me read to you what exactly the Yeti response was to the NRA lies that went out last week. And let me read it for you. Yeti said that the NRA was not specifically targeted. We notified the NRA Foundation and other organizations of this change. Yeti explained that we are offering them alternative customization program broadly available to all consumers and organizations, including the NRA Foundation. These facts directly contradict the inaccurate statement the NRA ILA distributed on April 20th. Further, the NRA stated that Yeti declined to continue helping America's young people enjoy the outdoor recreational activities. Nothing is further from the truth. Yeti was founded more than 10 years ago with a passion for the outdoors, and over the course of our history, we have actively and enthusiastically supported hunters, anglers, and the broader outdoor community. Yeti is unwavering in our belief and commitment to the Constitution of the United States of America and its Second Amendment. Now, this is, to me, showing that the NRA is beyond sanity at this point. They've lost their damn minds because they are sitting there trying to hurt a company simply because they pulled out of a deal that was no longer beneficial to the company. Now, that was a truncated version, I believe, of that particular post. And if you want a fuller version, I will give you a link to it down in the description. But that was the shorter version of their statement. But that's what Yeti was trying to do. Pull out of an outdated deal that did not benefit their company anymore. And wanted to replace it with an alternative program that was to be broadly available to consumers and organizations. as opposed to having, one deal, the one deal with each different company. They appear that they wanted to have a deal that was customizable to each company, but had some of the basic things in it. So running a separate program for each organization or company you work with, I'm sure that can be very daunting. So this sounds like they're trying to streamline things and trying to work with the NRA, not get away from the NRA, or to affect people who want to go, want to be out in the outdoors, go hunting or anything like that. They didn't want to do anything like that. But what did they do? With the lies from the NRA saying that that Yeti had cut ties completely on purpose to cut ties with the NRA, has led people to burning, blowing up, shooting, and all sorts of stuff their Yeti products. And saying, oh, I'm never going to own Yeti again, blah, blah, blah. Well, y'all are stupid. You believed what the NRA was selling once again. The NRA was lying. And you didn't even think for 1 second that they could be lying. Those of you that did this shit, y'all weren't even thinking that they were lying. Anyhow, what I believe I'm going to do next week, when I have the ability to do so, I might actually run out and buy myself a Yeti product of some sort. Why? To show support for an American company, a Texas company that supports our Constitution, whether I agree with whether I agree with people's stance on the Second Amendment or not. I will support American-made products and American companies. And this company from Austin, Texas, should not be attacked by the NRA with lies, leading to its members attacking the company, boycotting the company, or hurting its bottom line, simply because they wanted to change programs. The NRA, you are obviously running scared. Y'all are a bunch of chicken shits. Can't even tell the truth about people. I was like, okay, they've been lying for a decade over people wanting to take your guns. Okay, that's what they've been doing. That was their new MO as of about a decade to 15 years ago, maybe. All about people coming to take your guns. Well, they were lying about that, and they're lying about this, obviously. So, if you want to show support for Yeti, I'll also put that link in the description below. Want to make it very clear, this is not a sponsored video. I do not get any money from anybody for making my videos as of yet. But hey, Yeti, if you want to sponsor me, give me a ring. My Twitter links are in the description below. Yeah. If you want to give me a sponsorship, I will run ads on my videos. I will do a personal announcement on every one of my videos about your products. If you will hit me up in the Twitter, on my Twitter account, or hit me up in in a DM or something. I have no problems doing that. But I will like I said, making it clear that there is no money coming my way for this video. I want to make that very clear. But if you want to show support for the company, they make good products from what I hear. Run out and buy you something from them. Support them. Stick it to the NRA for once. Show the NRA that you are sick of their lies. Yeti was already big. Make them bigger. That's my suggestion. The best way to get back to the NRA would be, one, to end your membership if you have a membership and they're lying to you. You should not be a member to an organization that's lying to you. There's a reason I have a problem with the Democratic Party right now. There was some BS going on in the 2016 primaries, which we found out later to be true. So, if you're going to be a member of something, maybe you should make sure they're not lying to you first. Anyhow, this has been the Big Ranch Show. I'm your host, Jacob Keck, and I'll see you down the road.